Hello students, welcome back to the Enterprise Java series. In this video, we will see the basic introduction of the Java servlets. Java servlets are the very important in Java technology. In simple term, what are Java servlets? Java servlets are the one of the Java technology which is used to implement the server side applications. Suppose you want to develop an application in Java which requires a server for its execution. The one of the option to develop that kind of application is your Java servlets. Java servlets are small program. Servlets are nothing but a program, right, that execute on server side of the web connection. That means to execute this program, right, we require a server. The server is used to execute the Java servlets. Servlets are server-side applets. Before servlets, we have a technology called as applets. Applets are the program that does not require the server. Applets execute within the applet viewer. That means there is a applet viewer which executes this applet program. But when this applet will execute on the server, instead of executing on applet viewer, suppose this applet executes on the server. So we call that applets as servlet. They are not applets, they are servlets. That means when this applet executes on the web server, that means it is not a applet, it is a servlet. Servlets are loaded and executed by the web server. That means all the servlets are loaded on the web server, executed by the web server. In the same manner as applets are loaded and executed by the web browser. That means to execute the applets, we does not require a server. We only require the web browser. Web browser is responsible for executing the applets program. Since servlets are written in Java, servlet is one of the Java technology. Therefore, we will write a servlet code in Java language. Therefore, they are platform independent. This is one of the feature of the Java. Servlet accepts the request. Servlets follows a client-server architecture. In this, client is responsible for sending the request via web browser, perform some task. Servlet will perform some tasks and returns the result to the client. Servlets runs on Apache Tomcat and Glassfish server. Since servlets are the server-side technology, it requires the server. So these are the two servers, Apache Tomcat or Glassfish server. Servlet follows the client-server architecture. That means in this we have a client which is responsible for sending the request, right, and the server which processes the request and sends the response back to the client. Now we will see the working of the servlets. Servlets follows the client-server architecture. Therefore, in this servlet we have a client and the web server. The client makes the request by using HTTP protocol. Since these are the communication between the two or more machine, therefore we require a set of protocols. Protocols are nothing but the rules. The standard communication protocol between two or more machine is your HTTP protocol. This is one of the standard protocol. The servlet uses that protocol. Client uses that protocol to send the request to the server via the internet. Right? Now, the web server receives the HTTP request. Now, the second step. In the second step, the web server will receive the request, send it to the servlet. Right? The request is sent to the servlet. If the servlet has not yet been loaded, the web server will load the servlet into the JVM and execute it. That means if the request is coming for the first time, right, we have to initialize the servlets. We have to load the servlet into the web server's memory and executed by the JVM. So if the request for the first time, right, the loading and the execution process is done. Once the servlet is initialized, the next request is executed by the server directly. The server will receive the HTTP request. The servlet will receive the HTTP request and perform some task. Whatever the logic, right, written in the servlet, it will execute that logic, right, and the servlet returns the response to the web server. That means web server sends the request to the servlet process it, and again this servlet will return the response back to the web server. Now, the web server sends the response via the internet to the client in the HTML format. This is the standard format of any web application. So, web server via internet, right, sends the response to back to the client via the internet. So, this is the basic working of the servlets. The next topic is your advantages of servlets. So these are the advantages of servlet. Servlet is portable, servlet is powerful, efficient, integration and extensible. These are the 5 very important advantages of the servlet. So the first one is your servlet is portable. Servlet follows write once, run anywhere. Right? This property, servlet follows this property. Therefore, we can execute the servlet program on any operating system. Because of this, servlets are portable. Now, powerful, we can do the several things with the servlet which were difficult to do with the CGI. That is your common gateway interface. Before servlets, right, one of the technology that provide the functionality like servlet is your CGI, but there are many limitation and restriction in CGI. As for example, the servlet can communicate directly with the web server. Common gateway interface. One of the drawback of the CGI is your servlets can communicate directly with the web server while the CGI program cannot do. That means CGI programs are not able to directly communicate with the server. Now, servlets are efficient as compared to, again, we will compare the servlet with the CGI. As compared to CGI, the servlet invocation is highly efficient. When the servlet gets loaded into the server, it remains in the server memory as a single object. However, with the servlets, there are n number of threads, but only a single copy of servlet. So in case of servlets, the single copy of the response object, the single copy of the object, servlet is exist for handling multiple requests. Servlets create a thread for each request. It won't create a process for each request. But in case of CGI will create a different process for handling each request. So in this case, in case of servlet, since we are using a concept of thread for handling the request and response, therefore servlets are efficient as compared to the CGI. Now next, servlets are integration. Servlets are tightly integrated with the server. Servlets can use the server to translate the path, perform logging, check authorization, and so on. these are the functions that are done by the servlets, right? Now servlets are extensible. That means we can easily add the classes and interfaces in servlets API, application programming interface, right? Now the servlet supports the HTTP protocol, but in later date it can be extended for another type of servlet, right? We have two types of servlet. One is generic servlet and second one is your HTTP servlet. But in later on, suppose there is a third type of servlet, then we can easily extend the servlet API with the newer servlet. The next topic is your life cycle of servlets. This is one of the very important topic as point of your exam. The life cycle of the servlet defines the when the servlet is born. When the servlet is born, what are the activities done by the servlets, and when the servlet gets terminated. This entire process, born, the activity done by the servlet, and it is terminated. So this entire process is called as life cycle of servlets. So within the life cycle of servlet executes a three method. This life cycle of servlet consists of three methods: init, service, and destroy. These are the three methods that can be executed during the life cycle of the servlet. So now we start with the first method, that is your init method. When a request is loaded, when the client sends the request to the server and the web server loads the request into the web server memory, the servlet runs a init method. That means servlet gets initialized. This method is executed only once throughout the life cycle of servlet. That means the life cycle of servlet init method executes only once. That means initialization is done by servlet only once. So this is the syntax of init method: public void init, open bracket, close bracket, and throw servlet exception in the body of the init method. In case due to the some reason, if the servlet does not initialize, there are some problem on the server, in that case init method will throw an exception called as servlet exception. The second method of the servlet lifecycle is your service. This method handles all the request and response. That means the request sent by the client, right, and the response sent by the server to the client. Right. This request and response handling process is done by the service method. It cannot start servicing until init method has been executed. That means after the execution of the init method, right, it will start servicing. The service method can run multiple times. For each request and response, service method gets executed. Therefore, it executes multiple times through the life cycle of the servlet. And this is the syntax of the service method: public void service. Since it handles the request and response, therefore we have two parameters: servlet request (REQ), servlet response (RES). In case during the service, right, it may throw a exception, which is servlet exception and IO exception, and then we'll write the body of the service method. The last method of the service servlet lifecycle is your destroy method. This method signifies the end of the life cycle. That means here after calling the destroy method, servlet gets destroyed. Servlet gets deleted from the web server memory. The syntax of the destroy method is your public void destroy, and we will write some message within the body of the destroy method. So this is the life cycle of the servlet.